Well, welcome everybody to Physics 252. So in this video, I'm just going to go over the syllabus and also talk about how your grade will be determined and the computer homework. The computer homework may be new for some of you, so I want to talk about that also. So what I'm going to do is go to our course webpage. I'm going to be using Canvas. I'll be posting videos there and you'll be uploading your written homework through Canvas and tests through Canvas. Computer homework will be submitted to me via email. I'll talk more about that later. So we will use Canvas. You'll have a grade book there, but I'm also going to rely heavily on what I'm calling our course webpage. So, and I'll also post videos there, as you'll see. Okay, so to get to our course webpage, go to my homepage, and that's factstaff.cbu.edu/jvarian. Hit my courses, and then hit Physics 252. And there is our course webpage. Now, you'll find various things here. As you can see here, these are all PDFs, the lecture syllabus, the problem outline, a practice problem list, supplemental problem, and test study questions. Also the summary notes. So we'll go over all of these, then I'll talk about this stuff down here. So let me call up the syllabus and information about where I am. I'm in AH011. That's in the back of AH008, the Physics 1 lab. So if you ever want to come and see me at my office, you have to go into 008 and go to the back there, which is fine. There's my extension for my office phone. There's my home phone number, email address, and my home page there. Okay, office hours. Yeah, so my official office hours are posted on the web page. So if you go back here, if you look at my home page, right here's hit my schedule. And these green times are when I am definitely available. And this semester, what we're going to do is you are welcome to come to my office. Of course, you have to wear a mask and we'll maintain social distancing. If I also suggest you use email. If you have a particular question, you can email me and I'll get back to you. I have right here Tuesday morning, it says virtual only office hours. That's just because sometimes I might not be on campus during that time. But you can still email me and I can talk to you. But most likely I'll be in my office during these Tuesday morning hours also. So feel free to stop by. There's an off chance I may not be there. Okay, but you can still email me and for help. But look, guys, I'm available for help anytime I'm not teaching or in a meeting. So don't feel confined to these 10 office hours a week. Anytime is fine. Okay, now let's go back to the syllabus. And if you look right here, you'll see that I've outlined the course, broken it up into 5 parts. And those 5 parts talk about how we model light. Light is really the guiding topic for Physics 3. So we'll be talking about how we model light, and that'll lead us into some quantum mechanics later in part 3. And then tied with light is also the special theory of relativity, which is part 4. And then that'll lead us into talking a little bit about nuclear physics, special relativity. Okay, so that's the breakup of the course. Okay, now, as I told you, I wrote an email to you guys. We have enough people. I don't think we have to break up into groups, is what I'm trying to say. So, because we have 11 people, last I counted. So this language here is talking about breaking you up into groups, and some of you come Monday, some of you come Wednesday. I don't think we're gonna have to do that, so don't worry about that. So what I'm gonna ask you guys to do is, you can definitely come on Monday, okay? And what I'm going to do on Monday is just answer questions and talk about some stuff. But look, this course is all video driven. all the material, all the lectures are going to be on video for you to watch. I'll talk more about that in detail later. But you're welcome to come on Monday, and I will answer questions, maybe show you some demonstrations in person, or talk about some things. Wednesday is really just going to be a repeat of Monday. So if you missed Monday and you want to come Wednesday to see what I did Monday, come Wednesday. Friday is treated really just like an open office hour. So I'll be down in the classroom. You're welcome to come, and I can help you with any homework. But I'm not going to be lecturing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? In fact, all the lecture material is going to be on the videos. Okay, grading. All right, so there's going to be 3 tests during the semester. Each test is worth 100 points. Okay, and there is not going to be a comprehensive final exam. So the 3rd test will simply cover parts 4 and parts 5. Okay, but it will be administered during final exam week. Okay, so each of these tests, the 3 tests, are going to contribute 100 points. There's also going to be 10 written collected homework problems. So that those are 10 points each, so that's 100 points from those. Those you will submit to me in Canvas. Okay, I'll make an assignment and you'll just upload your written work. You can scan it in or take a photo, and you can submit it through Canvas. And then there are 7 computer homework problems, 10 points each for 70 points. Okay, so now the way I'm going to determine your final grade, each test is going to contribute 20% to your final grade. The collected homework score is going to be 20% of your final grade, and the computer homework score will be 20% of your final grade. Okay, and then I'm just going to use this grading scale down here. Again, if you go and log into Canvas, you can keep track of your grade and see what's happening, see how you're doing. And of course, you can ask me at any time. Okay, this just talks more about the tests. These are tentative test dates right here. Okay, they may change. And most probably the tests they'll be administered through Canvas. So you'll have like a block of time. I'll probably give you 90 minutes like last semester. So you're going to have 90 minutes once you open the test to take this test, and then to scan or take a photo of your work and upload it. But I'll give you a 24-hour window in which to take that test. So sometime in that 24-hour window, make sure you carve out 90 minutes to take the test. Okay, but I'll talk more about that later when test time comes near. And look, you guys are going to be taking these at home. So, you know, I'm going to ask that you don't cheat by working together on these, but, you know, you're allowed to use any material that you want. I think the easiest thing to do is to still prepare a study sheet based on the lectures and the summary notes. Okay, but anyway, we'll talk more about tests when test time comes near. Absences. I am not mandating any attendance policy for this course because of the unusual circumstances we're in. So it's entirely up to you whether you want to come to class or not during that week, okay? So, you know, if you come to class, I'm not going to drop your lowest test grade. We're just going to have the same 3 tests, no drop tests. I certainly encourage you to come to class at least once a week, just, you know, so you can see demos or I may have something I want to tell you guys, you know, in person, or do an example, but I'm not going to mandate that you have to come. Okay, let's see. Oh, the practice problems, yeah. So, and the homework, I'm looking at homework here, practice problems, collected problems. Let me go back. In fact, let me open up another page so I can keep that syllabus open. So if you look right here, I would look at this problem outline. So this problem outline breaks up the topics by the parts by topic, and you'll see here that there are suggested problems that you try to practice with. So this is just a list of all the problems. Now, the ones that are not in parentheses, these are what I'm calling the practice problems, and you'll find those right here. So this is just a PDF that has all of those practice problems. And the answers to the practice problems are at the end of this document. So you'll find the answers right there. Okay, so that's where you find those practice problems. The ones that are in parentheses are in this PDF called supplemental problems. And don't ask me why there's a difference. It's just historical. But so these are, well, 10 of these will be collected. So 10 of these will form your collected problems. The answers to these are also provided at the end of each problem, though, not at the end of the document. The ones that are not collected out of this supplemental problem group, you can use as practice, okay? All right, test study questions. These are things you should know how to do for the 3 tests, okay? Just things that you should know how to do. There is an online format, so you can get the same thing online. There is an advantage when we get to test 2. I'll talk more about this. There are some qualitative, what I call quantum physics study questions you should know the answers to. And if you do it online, you can take a little somewhat interactive quiz on these quantum physics study questions. And the same thing applies for test 3. But again, I'll talk more about that later. But if you're wondering why is there an online format for these test study questions, it's because of that. Right here are the summary notes. Now these are concise, these are PDFs, but they do, I think they do a pretty good job of summarizing the important relationships, formulas, and ideas for the different parts of the course. So you may want to print these out and make notes on them as you're watching the videos, or go to them when you're going to do a homework problem, for instance, or prepare for a test. So I have those for each of the 5 parts. Now, right here on our course page, the video lectures are going to be posted 2 places. One is in Canvas, so you can access them there. The other place is I have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to post them there. So what you'll see here in this list is you'll see the week and what I'm suggesting, the videos that I'm suggesting you watch for that week. So for instance, right here, for our first week of class, 2.1 to 2.5, I'm suggesting you watch the video that you're watching, the course overview, okay? As the semester progresses, I'll be putting subsequent weeks and those videos. So this is just a place where you can watch the videos through YouTube. If you want to watch them in Canvas, that's fine. Just stay in Canvas. The other thing you'll see here is any collected homework problems that are assigned. So you can see right here, oh, that right there, that should not be there. The first collected problem is 1A, but I haven't set a due date yet because it's really not assigned yet. And this I just forgot to delete. But you'll get a list of assigned collected problems there. Similarly here, you'll get a list of computer problem assignments, okay? All right, when you go to do the collected homework, just write your solutions down and again, scan them or take a picture, or if you want to type them out and make a Word document or whatever, fine, and then you'll just upload them in Canvas. The computer homework is a little bit special. And I don't know if you guys, some of you may have had me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have had me or not. But if you had, you've done the computer homework. What I mean is in Physics 1 or Physics 2, but it's been a while since I taught those courses. Anyway, the computer homework is something that I use. So I'm going to talk more about that in just a sec. The other thing, though, I just wanted to point out on our course page, down here are some just miscellaneous links of things that I might look at in a video lecture, and some extra stuff. Oh, and like for later in the course, there are actual PowerPoint slides that were prepared for parts 4 and 5 of the course that you can actually look at. Yeah, that's because I prepared those when we first had to go to fully online during the beginning of the pandemic. mid-semester. So I just left those there. I don't know if you'll find those useful or not. I mean, I have videos where I go over these topics, but if you actually want the PowerPoints, you can look at them there too. Okay, but I don't have PowerPoints prepared for all the other courses. Sorry, all the other parts. There you just watch the videos because I use a variety of things when I'm lecturing there. Okay, anyway, that's our course page. Oh, let me talk about the computer homework. Okay, so first of all, when you go to do the computer homework, these are programs that run in what's called True Basic, and they really are meant to run on a Windows machine. So if you have a Mac and you want to try to use these computer problems, well, it used to be you could using an emulator called Wine, but then when Mac went to 64-bit operating systems, I don't think Wine ever updated the emulator, so I don't think the emulator is going to work. If you have a Mac and know how to run Windows programs on it, great, you're fine, you know, but if you don't, my advice to you is just find a Windows machine. I'm sorry, I mean, you can go to over ITS, the lab there, and use a Windows machine, but there are 7 problems, so I hope it's not too much of a pain if you have a Mac. Okay, so the way you actually get these programs is go to my course page and hit My Courses, and then right here, you'll see it says Download Computer Problems, right? Hit the download button. Okay. So what you want, don't even worry about these DOS versions. That's old stuff, okay? Do the Windows versions. I should say, why do I even have these? Well, it used to be you could get a DOS emulator. DOS is an old operating system, stands for Disk Operating System. They were originally written for DOS. And you could get a DOS emulator and run those in Windows, but now we have Windows versions. You don't need the DOS versions, and some Mac people could get DOS emulators, but stick with the Windows versions because these have not been updated. Anyway, what you're going to do is there are different volumes. All of the problems you're going to have to do are going to be on volumes 5 and 6, PV5 win, PV6 win, and you can see these are executables. Now, what I would do if I were you is don't just try to run these from the web, the internet. All bad things are going to happen. What you want to do is actually save these. And I strongly suggest that you make a folder. Like I would just make a folder, right? I think I have one somewhere that I can use. Here, I'll just use a temp folder, okay? But you can make your own folder. And what I would do is I would go and grab this, right? And save as, and just put it in that folder. Okay, so I'm going to put it in there. And I hit save. Now, when you want to run this program, what you're going to do is you're going to find that folder, right? There it is. And there's my program. Okay, so let's say I assign you a problem, one of the computer problems on volume 5. There it is right there. So what you're going to do next is you're going to run this, right? Open it up. Oh, look at that beautiful black DOS screen, okay? Okay, and if this is the first time you're running a volume, you're going to have to type F. And at this point, you can put your mouse away because these are all keyboard driven. So I'm going to hit F, right? Now, it's going to ask you, where do you want to store your answers? And by default, it's going to tell you the folder that you in. See right there, C:/temp. Just hit return right here. This is you want to store your scores in a file in the same folder. That's why I want you to create a special folder. So I'm just going to hit enter. Then it's going to ask you what course are you in. It doesn't really matter what you hit as long as you hit a valid key. But I'm going to hit E. Who's your instructor? V, me. What section are you in? You're in A, but again, it doesn't really matter what you hit there. Then it wants to know your name, so you should type your last name and then your first name. If you mess up, it's okay. And then it wants to know, is that correct? And you hit enter. Is that correct? You hit enter. Then you're going to get a choice of the programs that are on this volume. Okay, so like the first one I'm going to assign you is called Snell's Law, right? I haven't assigned it yet. So let's say you're going to run Snell's Law. I hit number 1, I hit enter, and then you read, and then there might be some animation. Most of these are set up so that there are 10 questions, and you get 1 point per question. So here's my first question. Oops, that's not my first question. Okay, now I'm going to hit enter. There's my first question. So I have to answer, right? And I'm just going to put in some number, and I got it wrong. And then most of the time it'll show you how to do it correctly, okay? I'm going to go on to problem 2, and I hit another number, and I got that wrong. And I want to start over. I'm going to hit E to end, okay? You can read this in more detail. Now, do you want to try again? Do you want to try that particular assignment again? If you hit yes, then you'll go right to the assignment. And I should say that if you want to get perfect 10s on these, you have to get your individual questions correct in order. So like if I'm on question 5, I've got the first 4 correct, right? I got 4 out of 4 points. If I get the 5th question incorrect, you can't just start over with the 5th question. If you want to get a perfect 10, you're going to have to start the program over again. So that's why you might want to try again. I know that can be frustrating, but I want to make sure that you guys are 100% certain of your answer before you type it in. And you might say, well, I don't really care about getting 10s. That's fine, but I will give you bonus points. If you get all 7 problems done on time, well, I should say all 7 problems done, don't worry about on time, and you get 10s on all of them, I'll just throw in 10 extra points to your computer homework score. So you'll have 80 out of 70 points. And then 20% of that goes to your final grade. All right, so there's a little bit of motivation to get 10s on all of these. But let's say I'm done, I don't want to try again, I hit end. Now, I want you guys to look. See in this folder right here, this temp folder, there's a stress.dat file. That's a data file that has your score in there. Now, it is encoded, okay, with a high-level quantum encryption code, right? Yeah, right. Okay, anyway, it is encrypted. But what you got to do is once you're ready to send me a score, you have to actually send me this stress.dat as an attachment in an email. So we're like, all right, I got a 10 out of 10 on the first assignment. Now I have to go and send an email to jvarian@cbu.edu and attach this file. I will get the file. I have a reading program that reads your score. I will then record your score in Canvas, and I'll hit reply and say I got it 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or whatever. Okay, so it's a little bit of a pain, but it's okay. You can do it. Now, when you go to run other assignments, let's say you have to run the next one on volume 5, leave the stress.dat alone. Don't delete it. When you go to run the next one, right, whatever new score you get, it'll just be added to this original stress.dat file. So just keep that stress.dat file in your folder and keep attaching that file when you want to send in scores. Okay, I know it might sound a little confusing. It'll be okay. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all I want to do with the syllabus. Yeah, right here is the dates that I'm suggesting you get these problems done by. You see right here? And I guess I should mention more about these due dates. Look, I did this last semester because of our unusual circumstances, right? And I know you're taking a mixture of courses, maybe fully online, hybrid, in person. I know it's a lot to keep track of. So look, I am not going to penalize you for late homework, okay? Tests, yes, tests you must get in, right, by the end of that 24-hour window. But I'm not going to penalize you for late collective problems or computer problems. That being said, I strongly suggest that you don't let these things pile up. So I'm going to still have due dates, as you can see right here. These are suggested due dates. So to space the work out, right, to keep on task, I'm suggesting these due dates. Same for the collected problems. Okay. Oh, another word on the collected problem. When you go to submit your solution, I do want you to follow a format. Those 10 collected problems where you write your solutions, I want you to follow a format. And that format is described right here. There are what I call 7 elements that you should have, 7 steps when you go to do this. Now, if you're at a loss for exactly how to do that, I have an example right here. So let's say that you have this problem, right? Well, what I would do, the way I would interpret those 7 steps is as you see right here. And I've numbered the steps. You don't have to number your steps, but I've just numbered them so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, okay? If you have any questions about this format, just let me know, and I'll talk more about it in class. Okay, that's it. I want to keep this video not real long, so that's primarily it. If you have any questions, of course, you just ask me, and I hope to see you guys in class. Goodbye.